Good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com, and it's Wednesday, August 19th. Tough day in the market today, and specifically here for Mobileye, a really tough day. But I think that this tough day for the stock is probably just an opportunity. Look, stock had been drifting sideways for a while, and I've been bullish on this stock, but not from down here. I didn't really catch on to this until later. I acknowledge that, and my bad. But I think the stock has more to go. It had drifted sideways here in this volatility squeeze, and I'm pretty sure I covered it in one of these free videos, but it might have just been on the premium site. But here, look, so we get a breakout, high volume, big move, right? Big move. This was on Monday, and we get a little pullback, and then today, like a big move, while the rest of the Dow's down. The rest of the market's down. This thing really got hit hard. Big distribution, right? But it's still holding above this 50-day moving average. And so this is, and there's no real news that I've seen that would prompt this thing to come down. I think this is just, like I said, an opportunity. What I'd suggest doing is watching the 50-day moving average as a reference here. Here. Right up there. I think your best buying opportunity, hey, hope for a gap down tomorrow. If the stock comes down to about 58-ish or so, note where it's held before. If the stock comes down to about 58, I really think that's where you want to be buying it. You can have a stop just a little bit below this level, though even then, here's the issue with stops. Back here, this is actually the low. So what happens if you put a stop under the 50-day moving average? You get stopped out of a position at 56 bucks. Stock comes down a little bit above this level here and runs up without you. I think one way you can do it is, again, you buy as close to the 50 as you can, and then just watch the stock. Maybe have just a smaller position, or have a stop on part of your position, which is something that I talk about a lot. You don't have to be stopped out of the whole thing. You don't have to go all in, pile in right at the beginning of a trade. No, you can scale in slowly. All I'm saying here is after this kind of squeeze, after this kind of breakout, the fact that it's pulling back, again, on volume, I get that, but it's still holding above the 50-day moving average. I think this is the kind of pullback that later you will look back on and say, you know what? I should have bought back there. Okay, members, over to the strategy session. We've got a few things to do, but just to be perfectly clear, for the most part, this is a sit on your hands day. Probably tomorrow, Friday's options expiration. So I think the rest of the week is going to be a little dicey. I don't want to see you get hurt, and I'll explain more over there.